What is going on, guys? Today is finally the big day. In this video, it will be over a few days, but either way, in this video, you guys are finally going to see the 2018 white F-150 that we have. It is my personal truck, getting built, put on the 7-inch lift kit on 35s, and some of the little accessories that we're going to do. Obviously, before I do anything in the video, just want to let you guys know that, obviously, I'm from KB Autosports. And, you know, when you go to that website, I'll link it down below, kbautosportsllc.com. You guys can order wheels, tires, suspension, pretty much anything automotive through it or through the contact form, and it'll send a direct message to us letting us know what you are looking for. So I have to start with these. These are three. I have one up front because I wanted it as a display wheel, but I have my Artems that I got to throw on these tires. I have TPMS sensors to throw in it. And then I have the lift kit over there that I will be. We have the Illusion purple parts going on, mixed in with some white parts that should match the truck pretty well. And then we have some parts that were like silver, so we painted or got them powder coated black. I have a new front grille going on, and that will be color matched white, other than like the honeycomb part of it, which is back there. Has a light up emblem on it. And I have about a 20-piece rock light kit, and then I have some other things that haven't quite shown up yet. So as things show up, we will be putting it on. This vehicle should be about 90% done, or 99, well, I'll say 90% done this weekend by the time we're done putting the lift and wheels and tires on. So a quick little update is we have the wheels are done. Oh, wow, focus. There we go. All four wheels are done. These are both new wheels, new wheels and new tires that we're trying out as a company. These are the Fury Country Hunter MTs. These are 35, 13.5 R22 with an Artem Seneca 22 by 12, -44 offset wheel. One thing we've learned working on cars and everything like that is the cheaper the wheel, the specs are kind of off a little bit. So we'll see how these set up and how these are on this truck. But either way, this is pretty much how the truck looks. Obviously, it's going to go up, and then it doesn't get everything right away, which kind of sucks. That's just unfortunate. But all the chrome will be deleted off this truck, and we're going to go from there. So should be pretty exciting. But yeah, we're going to get into lifting this truck. First thing we're probably going to do is take off these damn running boards, because those running boards are gay. And then we're going to go from there. So the first thing that had to come off was the steps. Like I said, the steps absolutely suck. So I'm excited to put the amp steps on. And now we get to go ahead and start tearing apart the front end. So I would love to explain it, but honestly, this is my first truck to take apart. We've done it, so we're just gonna go ahead and knock it out. Place as much as we can. Well, seeing as my dad is working a little bit faster than me because I am stuck on some crappy sway bar bolts, aka this setup, he has,
He just took harder things than I did.
So he took off the front knuckle, took out the wheel bearing. Obviously, we have to put in the front drop cross member and then the rear drop cross member. We have to drop the diff. We still have a long ways to go. We're maybe a 10th of the way in, but I mean, we have solid progress being made. So like I said, this is going to be a one video, but it's going to be of probably, I don't know, 3 days worth of work, 2 days worth of work, somewhere in there. The kit says it's for 12 hours, so it'll probably be pretty close to 12 hours by the time everything's said and done. We have also steps to put on, rock lights to put on, a front grille, mirror, well, not mirrors, but front grille, and then we'll be done for the first rendition. So let's get to it. So, quick update is pretty much all of the front suspension is off. Obviously, the lower control arm on that side, lower control arm on this side. So we're getting pretty close to having to put the drop brackets in, or cut to make the drop brackets fit. But overall, it's not too bad. Again, I've never lifted a truck to this extent before. I've done leveling kits and stuff, so this is an interesting experience. The sway bar kicked my butt, but that's just kind of life. I don't even know where. Oh, they're in the lower control arm. Oh, right here. So these parts just kind of kicked my butt just because they're not the best designed. If you've ever worked with them, you probably know what I'm talking about. So we're just gonna keep going at it and see how far we get. So we didn't quite film it the way I wanted to, but that's all right. We have, as you can see, the entire front diff out. Hey, hi, bud. How are you? So we have to make our cuts right here, over there. I have to cut this little piece off the front diff. Other than that, though, everything just, we have to put a bunch of brackets in, and then I think everything starts to go back together now. So everything, oh yeah, we have one bracket in. Not bolted up, but it's in, so. We are working on it, and this is where we're gonna stop for the night. We worked on it for, I don't know, maybe 4 hours, so we're doing pretty good right now. Hopefully we continue tomorrow and we do good. The back half will obviously be easy because it's blocks, U-bolts, and shocks. So we will pick this back up tomorrow. So you guys didn't miss much. Basically, we just threw the diff back in. We had to cut right here, and this is a good example of why. Obviously, you can see that the diff comes right through it. The drop bracket, that'll go like right here for the lower control arms. Cross member drop bracket will bolt into there. And then you had to cut up there. So this was half a bracket, just so everything can fit, because obviously you have the steering knuckle that comes right through there. But as you can see, we powder coated these parts. They look blue, which is good because they're definitely not blue. But you can see here, let me go on this side, how that goes. So that bracket, I got this powder coat black just because it wasn't necessary to see. And then obviously you have both of those that are, they look blue, but again, they're not. So we'll just call them blue. They're illusion purple. I mean, you guys will see it at the end, but this thing is gonna get filled with rock lights. We just have to get to that stage first. Right now, we're gonna do all the suspension, basically, get it all dropped down and everything. This has been the most tedious part, was cutting everything up, cleaning everything, doing all that. It took us like 3 hours. Don't know why, but we took our time on it and everything. So yeah, now we're just going through, piecing everything together and trying to figure out exactly what goes where. We have pictures in the instructions, but they just don't specify what exact line they go with. But most of it's been pretty self-explanatory. The truck is undercoated, and it's a shitty undercoating. As you can kind of see, it just looks really bad. But we're going to go ahead and clean up all the factory bolts that we have to reuse, and then we'll throw them back in here. But I would say in like 2 hours or so, we should have almost everything in the front back together and getting ready to be awesome. So just stay tuned, guys. We're going through it. Well, the cross drop brackets, cross members are in place. So obviously everything's still skid tightened. We don't tighten anything until everything's kind of in place. Otherwise you'd be fighting with so much stuff. But we definitely enjoy the fact that this is white and this is purple. I will be adding more powder coated stuff to this as we go. Your boy only has so much money, so I mean, I can only do so much. I already spent way too much on this truck for the first round, but it looks really good. I really think it'll look super good with rock lights and when the whole truck's finished up. So obviously now we have to put the control arms on, and then obviously the drop knuckles and everything else. So we're really making pretty good progress. We're just learning how how Ready Lift puts their stuff together. And then after that, it's pretty self-explanatory. So it has definitely been a fun project. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the rest of this video. This is gonna be day 3, which sounds like a lot, but realistically, we just counted it out. We're about somewhere in the 8 hours worth of working on this vehicle. They are already projected to be like 12-hour lift kits, and I gave us a 2-hour buffer saying it would probably take us about 14 hours, considering that we've never done one with the cross members at, like said, this height, so 4 inches or above. We've just really never lifted a truck before, so we've always been doing Jeeps, and it's kind of why we wanted to start with a truck, and my truck, to get into that market. But overall, we're actually making pretty good progress. I was hoping to be a little farther last night, but when you wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning and you work till 8 o'clock at night, there's just a point where you gotta call it quits whether you want to or not. So we have to put the lower control arm on. Well, okay, I guess it's on, but we have to put the knuckle onto it, put the strut spacer, and then bolt it up to the upper control arm, put the axle and the knuckle and everything like that. So within about 2 hours, we should have the front buttoned up, and then we have to do the back, which also includes on the 2-piece drive shafts, getting a spacer to put in here. So it goes right there, spaces that down a little bit so that everything back here works properly. But luckily the rears have less to do. We'll stick it at that. They have less to do. Not gonna say it's come apart easy or come apart bad. And then I still have steps and a bunch of accessories to do. Like I said, I have a grill in the back, and then I want to put a bunch of rock lights on. The rock lights probably will not happen today. We'll see. I want to get it on the ground, just kind of see how it looks once we get it lifted. And then go get some reactions from people like my mom. Gotta go to my work and get some reactions just because hopefully it's high enough where like it's worth getting reactions. Other than that, it is what it is. But we're gonna keep busting out on this thing. As you can see, the front, like I said, front end was pretty much all together. He's trying to put on the front right now. So this thing's about to start coming together real quick here, and it's really exciting. Like I said, I wanted to work on it a little bit more last night, but that's life. So I'm gonna get to helping him. We only have 2 people and we don't have a cameraman, so we gotta do what we gotta do. All right, so we got the front pretty much all done up. I'm not gonna show you exactly, well, I guess, whatever. You'll see what it looks like. So the wheels are on. Everything's pretty much put on the front. A little bit of a fun mess, but that's all right. Still have the sway bar to put on, but I think we're gonna try and get that powder coated. It's one of the least major things on the truck. Obviously, we'll get body sway and everything, but we should be able to alleviate that, you know? 7 inches of lift, it should be fine. We're starting on the rear. We just put in the drop bracket right here. As you can see, it's like, I don't know, maybe an inch, 3/4 of an inch, somewhere in there. And then we're just gonna bust out the rear. We just took off the shocks because this guy is just a go-go. So then all we have to do is swap block out, that out, and it should be done. And then all this is gonna get redone because that axle obviously looks like crap. For seam and everything, it won't work. That's where we're sitting right now, guys. All right, so we have the back all finished up. Like I said before, we put that spacer in, and then obviously we did the blocks. We did the blocks in purple. We did the bolts in purple. We're gonna be doing more, like I said, but it's just gonna come in time. We did white color match shocks, which should look really nice. And then all the other thing we did was do the drop bracket, which is right there. Probably wasn't necessary, but it just gave us more satisfaction. The only thing you have to do is just be careful, because once you undo this axle, then all the weight's focused up front, and the truck doesn't really like that. But truck's still in the hoist, truck looks safe, so we're gonna go ahead, drop it down, and then we have to do an alignment, because as you guys can probably see, those front wheels look like a crackhead that's cross-eyed. So yeah, I just said that. All right, so wheels are on it. It's gonna be coming down here in a second. I should put my foot underneath it. Let's see where it sits. It's already coming down too low. It's lower than I want. This isn't good. Crunchy. Oh, it's tall.